Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back. So today we're doing another 5 eyeshadow looks using one palette. And well, first of all, if you guys are brand new to my channel, this series came about from the video where I did my 5 easy neutral looks using one eyeshadow palette. It was kind of like an eyeshadow palette guide video, and this series came about from that video. So I'm gonna go ahead and leave the playlist down below if you are new, so that way you can kind of catch up and you can go through the videos and see different looks using only one palette. So today we're taking it back to a throwback palette, and it's one of those palettes that I don't even see floating around on YouTube anymore, and that is a Too Faced Chocolate Gold palette. So today we are doing 5 very easy looks, and that's one thing about my palette series, well, my 5 look 1 palette series. Every look that I do in this series is gonna be perfect for beginners. So it's nothing too complicated, nothing too over the top, just very simple, easy looks that you can achieve very quickly. So yeah, if you guys are interested in seeing my 5 different looks using this one eyeshadow palette, then let's go ahead and jump right in. All right guys, so I do want to point out that there's only 3 mattes in this palette and everything else is mostly metallic shades. And out of all 3 of those mattes in the palette, there's only one shade that I can use as a transition color, and that's gonna be the shade Cocoa Truffle, which is right here in the palette. So I'm actually gonna be using this as a transition color in pretty much all of the looks that I'm gonna be doing. So the first look I'm gonna do, and we're gonna keep this simple, just keep in mind this is gonna be a very, very, very easy tutorial for you guys. So the first look I wanna, well, the first shade I'm dipping into is Cocoa Truffle. So right here, and I'm using my Morphe M505 brush and just dipping it into Cocoa Truffle. Now this brush is really close to the Morphe M504, which I know a lot of you know that I use a lot, but right now I need to go ahead and clean those brushes. So just taking this one in, I'm working that shade into the crease. I'm going to take a little bit more just to kind of deepen up the crease, so you can build this color up if you want. So I'm just taking a little bit more just to deepen it up. And as I'm blending in the crease, I always like to just kind of drag it up some towards my arch, just so you can kind of see a little bit of that color fade up like that. So the next color I'm dipping into is Love and Cocoa. I forgot to tell you guys, we're only doing 2 shades for this look. So Love and Cocoa is this copper looking color right there. Right there. So I'm just gonna use my Anastasia Beverly Hills brush. This comes in all of the Anastasia palettes, and I'm just taking the little flat side of the brush because this is a pretty dense side. So I like to take my metallics and then just tap it all over my lid. This look is very, very similar to one of the looks that I did in the very first video that started out this 5 look 1 palette series, which is the eyeshadow guide for beginners. So I think it was the second look that I did in that video, but this is gonna be pretty much just like it, and I feel like the colors are very close to it too. So I'm just packing it all over my lid, and then once I have as much as I want on my lid, I'm going in with a little bit more just to brighten it up. And I always say this, but if you want to make the shadow look a little bit more vibrant, you can always wet your brush with like a setting spray or anything like that. But now that I have, this is about as much as I want on my lid. Now I'm just gonna kind of bring the brush up a little bit into the crease, so that way that shimmer, so that way that metallic can kind of blend into that matte shade that I applied. So I'm just tugging it, just kind of pushing and tugging down. Like, I'm not going back and forth with my brush. Just packing and also kind of pulling it down some. But just enough to where it looks like it's kind of fading into that, the first shade that we applied. And I'm gonna take the Anastasia brush again, which the little flat side, and just go in the inner corner of my eye. And I didn't put any more on the brush. I still have a little bit of that second shade left over. And I'm just kind of brightening up the inner corner of my eyes and just kind of bringing that up. You can also apply a different shade right here. Like if you want a lighter color, so for instance, say Classy and Sassy, the shade right here, which looks a little similar to what we're using now. It's just a little bit lighter, but you can go into that and just brightening, make it more brighter right there. But I'm just gonna stick with 2 shades today. And that's it, you guys. Very easy. And as always, I applied a little bit of eyeliner on my waterline and I smoked it out. And I also applied my lashes, which are the Ardell Remy lashes, and the style is number 778. I think today I want to dip into some purples. So I think I'm going to use both of these shades. So the first shade that I'm going to dip into before going into those is a transition color, which is the only shade that I can use as a transition, which is Cocoa Truffle. And I'm using my M504, my Morphe M504 brush today, because I did go ahead and clean this one so that way I can use it. This is my favorite brush, y'all. Like, I don't need any other crease brush. If I just had all Morphe M504 brushes, I would be set. Like, I would be good to go. But yeah, I'm just gonna buff this color into the crease. I will say, this brown shade is pretty, but once I apply it, it kind of looks a little gray, but it does make a great transition color to start out with. But yeah, I'm just gonna go ahead and finish up with blending it, and then I'm gonna bring it up just a little bit so it can fade right there towards my brow bone. Now let's dip into Livin' Lavish. This is the darker purple right here. But I'm gonna take the Anastasia Beverly Hills double-sided brush, which comes in all of the Anastasia palettes, and I'm taking the little flat, the little short side, and we are going to press this all over the lid, kind of like we did with the first look. I just want to press it all over. And I think I'm gonna leave like a little gap right here. I'm not gonna go all the way in the corner. I'm just gonna leave a little gap to save room before we apply the other shade. But I just wanna put this all over my lid. So now I'm just gonna kind of tap it into the crease so that way it can kind of fade into that first color. So just kind of tapping it, bringing it up some, so it just touches the transition color and also kind of fades into that. You guys see what I'm saying? Like, it just kind of fades into the crease color. Okay, now I'm gonna go ahead and dip into New Money, and that's the pink right here. So I am gonna take my finger, yeah, it'll fit right there. Actually, no, let me take another brush. I would use, dang, I don't have another Anastasia brush that's clean, so I'm gonna use this little concealer brush. This is by Makeup by Mario and Sephora. It's just a really small, like, little concealer brush. It is flat, like a nice little flat brush, but I'm gonna take this and dip it into New Money. And I'm gonna place this color right here on the inner part, like the center. Not the center, but the corner of my eye. And then kind of drag it over into that purple so it can kind of blend in. So it pretty much just lightened up the inner corner. And that's it, you guys. Another easy look. Love how the purple and the pink goes together. And as always, I went ahead and lined my waterline with a black eyeliner, and then I popped on my lashes. So today I want to keep it simple. I'm going to stick with Cocoa Truffle, and this is going to be the one shadow look that you guys know is like pretty much my signature look. So I'm just going to tap it all over my lid, and I'm using my Morphe M504 brush. So we've already seen how this color looks like in the crease, but I haven't seen how it looks like as just one shadow look. So I'm gonna make sure to pack on a good amount of that color. I'm gonna go back into the palette and pick up a little bit more and pack it on the lid. So as you can see, it's really, really soft. So now I'm gonna go ahead and start blending into the crease. So since this shade isn't as dark, I don't really have to wipe off the brush too much, because usually when I do my one shadow looks, I like to pack on the color first on the lid and then kind of dust away some of the color off the brush, so that way I won't build up too much of that color in the crease. But since this is a really light, soft color, I don't have to really take off anything off the brush. So I'm just gonna build it up into the crease and then just kind of lightly fade it up towards my arch like that. So that's it. This is my soft, neutral one shadow look using Cocoa Truffle from the palette. And then of course I popped on my lashes, which are the Ardell Remy lashes, and the style is 778. So I think I want to play with the greens in this next look. So Holla for $1 and Money Bag, those two. But the first thing I want to do is, of course, put a little bit of Cocoa Truffle in my crease. And that's that shade that we've been using, the color right there. And I'm using my Morphe M504 brush. And we're just going to make this our transition color. Now going into the greens, I want to take Holla for $1 first, because this one is darker than the other one. So I'm gonna take my finger. No, I'm not gonna take my finger yet. I'm gonna use a brush. This is the Urban Decay Naked Honey brush. This came in the Naked Honey palette. I'm using the little flat side of the brush, which picks up, it does a good job with picking up metallics. And I'm picking up a good amount of that color. It's like a forest green. And placing it all over my lid. Ooh, that is a gorgeous color. I have not used this in so long. I forgot how good it looked. This is gorgeous. I almost don't even want to play with the other green. I like this one, like, by itself. And then I'm gonna pull it up closer to my crease. Still kind of tapping that brush on my lid. I'm just bringing it up a little bit closer to my crease so it can blend in to that first color that we used, like that. Yeah, we might just stick with this one green and then use the other green for the next look, because honestly I like this. I like it. It's simple, but it looks so good. So yeah, we're just gonna save the other green for another look. I like how this came out. It was simple, it was quick, and it just looks really, really nice. So that is this look. All right guys, so we made it to the last look, and I want to do something with this gold in the palette. It's called Chocolate Gold, and I'm thinking like a smoky gold eye. So I'm going to dip into Cocoa Truffle as always and just put it in the crease. Now I'm going to pick up this double-sided brush. This is from Lorac. And it looks just like the Anastasia double-sided brush. It came in one of the Lorac eyeshadow palettes. But I'm going to dip into Decay, which is the black right there. Taking the little dents, small dent side of the brush. And we're going to pack it right here. just right here on the corner of my lid. And I am gonna blend this out. But first, I'm gonna go back into the palette and I'm gonna pick up Chocolate Gold. That's this gold shade right there. And I'm gonna take my Sigma Exact blend brush. This is the E32. And I'm not gonna spray my brush at all. I want you guys to see how this looks without spraying the brush. Look at that. Look at how bright that gold is. But yeah, I'm placing it on the inner corner of my eye and just kind of dragging it on my lid. Okay, so right here where the gold and black touch, right here in the center, I am gonna actually pick up another shade. I'm gonna go into Old Money. This is more of a bronze color, and I'm taking the same brush, I just flipped it to the other side, and I'm gonna place it right there in the middle. It's actually better if you use your finger because you can see it a little bit more. But yeah, I just placed it in the middle right there. Now I'm gonna pick up the Morphe M504. This is what we used to blend out the transition color earlier, and I'm going to try to wipe off as much as I can. And I'm not putting anything on the brush. This is where I'm going to take it into the crease again, so all of those shades that kind of touch the crease, they can kind of blend in together. And that is it, you guys. This is how it looks once I applied my mascara, my eyeliner, and then my lashes. But yes, girl, those are all of my 5 easy looks using the Too Faced Chocolate Gold palette, and I want to know which one was your favorite. Was it look number 1, look number 2, look number 3, 4, or 5? Let me know. So let's talk about it down below in the comments, and I want to know what palette you guys want to see next. So leave your suggestions down below in the comments as well, and that is all that I have. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, make sure you thumbs it up. Make sure you are subscribed if you're not subscribed already, and I'll see you guys in my next one. Bye.